Today's class, so if you're new to my teaching or to me, then welcome, I'm Daisy. So have some fun. You can modify the practice to your own skill level, understanding and ability. If you need any props of any sort, then keep them handy, so maybe a cushion. I can't think that we'll be using props today anyway, but if you're somebody who practices with props, then keep them by your mat. We're going to be working on hips, so hip openers, hip flexors, which run down just the top of the thigh, and the ball and socket joint, essentially, of the hip. We're going to explore that range of motion, combining strength and flexibility. So it's not all just about becoming really loose and flexible. It's about creating some stability in the joints so that your body can sustain and maintain any increased range of motion that you get through your practice. So just enjoy. Like I said, we're on Zoom, so if you want me to check anything, then you can have your cameras on. If not, just enjoy the next hour for yourself. Would you bring yourself to the mat? So bring the soles of the feet together, if that's comfortable for you, in what we call Baddha Konasana. You would like the heels as near to the groin as possible to have a hip opener, but not so near to the groin that there's kind of pulling or yanking. And then you can slowly lower yourself down to the mat. So we're basically starting our breathwork Shavasana in Baddha Konasana. Allow the body to sort of fidget and wriggle, finding its place of comfort. As you place the palms face down, either on the pelvic bowl, like just the rim between the top of the thigh and the pelvis, or on the belly. So whichever one your arms can reach to comfortably, while the shoulders remain soft. And then bring your awareness to your breath as you start to breathe into the palms of the hands. So you're feeling the belly rise up on the inhale and soften down on the exhale. Continue with this cycle of breathing, seeing if you can keep your focus on the breath without allowing the mind to wander. So to help you out, for those of you who know about Ujjayi breathing, then you can start to do your Ujjayi breathing. Anybody who's not sure what that is, it's nasal breathing. And you kind of try to create the sound of the ocean in your ears as you exhale. So again, just have some fun, play around, see if it makes any sense, and don't worry about it if it doesn't. We're looking to sort of distract our mind in order to keep it focused. So as the mind is focused on the breath and the sound of the breath, it's also focused on the sensations as it enters and exits the tip of the nose. As you continue to follow the breath, start to have a brief check-in with yourself. So if you have any injuries, old or new, or any areas of stiffness, then please modify your practice accordingly so that you practice without being in pain. And now we've been here for a minute or so, and the body has started to soften and settle. The energy becomes neutralized so that you can work through any challenges you have between yourself and the mat, which means you can practice a strong practice or maybe back off and have a more chilled one today. It's totally up to you, and it may change throughout the practice. So you may start off tired and end up feeling energized, or vice versa. So just be yourself, have some fun, breathe, move and smile. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale this time, gently flip open the eyes as you take your hands to draw your knees together and then bring your knees up to your chest. So because it's a hip class, we're going to warm up the hips. So the whole class, I would like you to breathe into your hips, your hamstrings and your glute muscles. Bring your feet up facing towards the sky. Now hold on to the outside of the calf, the ankle, or the outside of the foot, depending how high you can reach up. Bend the knees to the outside of the body, so they're almost underneath the underarms. Back is flat, face is soft. Now you're going to use the weight and awareness of your arms to press the legs down towards the mat, keeping that tension. Noticing your back is flat and the hips are now strongly open. See if you can soften the face or maybe close the eyes again and breathe here for 3. Nice big inhales and exhales. For 2. Feel the belly rise up and then soften down. 1 more. So don't loosen the pressure and awareness of the hands pressing down these thighs. After your last inhale and exhale, keep your left leg where it is and extend your right leg out to the right. So you straighten the right leg, still holding on. Or maybe if it's too hard to hold on, you allow the leg to hold itself. So you've got your left leg bent and your right leg straight. Soften the face again, connect to the back on the mat and breathe for 3. Inhale for 2. Really opening up the backs of the legs. 1 more. Big inhale and exhale. So it's not the most elegant of starts, but it's a good way of warming up and bringing our awareness to the hips. And again, after your last inhale and exhale, bend your right knee back to happy baby and extend your left leg this time out to the side. Holding on or just using your natural ability to hold the leg out to the side, it's up to you, but keep some pressure if you can. And breathe through the back of the legs on the left side and the hip for 3. Keep drawing through that heel to extend the leg for 2. 1 more big breath in and out. As you bring both legs back to happy baby, and then you can release the arms. Now this might work for some of you and it might really not work for some of you. So just have a go, and if not, you can make your way to seated a different way. So arms up, legs up. I'm going to tilt my toes just over my face so I can get some momentum, and I'm going to rock to boat. So if it doesn't work, you just bring yourself to your bum, feet face forward, arms up. So this is core work. You're wanting your chest to be pushing towards the knees and the spine to be lengthening. Now we're going to warm up the hips and create some strength. So bring both arms on the inside of the thighs. So you want the legs wide. You want to be pressing the legs out with the thigh, with the forearms, and you want to be squeezing in with the legs without moving at all. You might find you start to shake straight away. So just keep broadening the shoulders, softening the face, and keeping that pressure. Let's hold here for 3. Big breaths. This is a challenge. For 2. So as my arms are pushing out, my legs are pushing in. This is how we create some strength in the hip joints. 1 more big breath in if you can. And then inhale, arms up, cross the ankles, hands to floor. As you fold over the ankles, bring yourself to all fours. If you need extra padding for your knees, go and grab a jumper or a cushion. And then let's release out the spine. As you tilt the tailbone up towards the ceiling, lengthen the spine to the top of the mat, and then push the hands, lift the top corners of the shoulders and the chin. Inhale here. And then tuck chin to chest and exhale as you puff the shoulder blades by pushing the hands into the mat. Tailbone draws down. Inhale, tilt tailbone up, lengthen gently forward. Exhale, round down and close. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. Follow the spine with your mind. And exhale, close. As you bring yourself to a neutral spine, take your right arm forward and your left heel back. See whether you can distribute the weight. So you need to press the back shin and the back foot down. This will take the weight off the front wrist. On your next inhale, we're just doing 3 of these to warm up the core. Inhale, draw knee and elbow together, round up the upper back, and then exhale, extend the spine and release. Keep breathing. Inhale, draw knee to elbow, and exhale, think about lengthening the spine. One more. Inhale, and exhale. If you've still got some strength, tuck up the back toes and back knee and reach up and over, catching the foot or the ankle. If you can't hold on, then just mimic the shape by reaching back. If you can hold on, lift the knee really high, kick the foot to the back of the room, and then look forward. Don't worry, we're not holding this for long. We're going to take one big breath. Gently keeping the leg there, release the hand down and then knee down. Turn your left shin behind you and your right foot on its side. Push the bum forward and raise up the arm for an easy side plank. If the hand on the mat doesn't feel stable, you can do tiny micro movements, listening to the body. From here, so my left leg is bent behind me and my right leg is on its side. I want you to inhale, raise up the right leg. And exhale, lower. This is for the outer hip. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift. And this time, bend the knee, drop the hand behind you. See if you can catch the foot or the ankle. Drawing knee back and a tiny amount of pressure of the heel of the foot to the bum. This isn't for everyone, so you can either mimic the shape or you can stay an easy side plank. This is to release out the hip flexors, where they're very tight from sitting in chairs or running maybe or cycling. Now gently raise up the arms, straighten the leg down, arm down, rotate back to all fours and push yourself back to an extended child's pose. Really pushing your bum towards the heel of the foot, lengthening the spine. One more big breath here. And then inhale back to all fours for the other side. Pressing the right hand into the mat, release the left hand. Pressing the left foot, release the right foot. Stabilize yourself. And then inhale, draw knee to elbow. Round the upper back, push that hand on the mat. And then extend and release. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And this time as you exhale, tuck up the back knee, reach up and over, catching the foot or the ankle. Lifting the knee high, kick the foot back. Look forward, lift the chest. One big breath in and out. As you keep the leg there, release the hand. And now as you lower down your right knee, turn your right shin behind you. Left foot on its side, push the bum forward, raise up the arm, easy side plank. So keep the glute muscle of the bent knee really switched on. So instead of sticking your bum back, you want to be pushing your bum forward. This will increase your obliques switching on. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And last one, inhale, lift and hold, or bend the knee and hold the ankle, drawing that knee back behind you and pressing the heel gently towards the bum until you feel that hip flexor stretch. Breathe here for 2. And as always, if you can't hold on ever, just mimic the shape as much as you can, always thinking about lengthening, opening, and then softening. Arm up. Leg straight, leg down, arm down. Rotate back to all fours and push back again to your extended child's pose. Gently pressing the bum towards the heels to encourage the lumbar spine to lengthen. One more big breath in and out. And then lift your face, spread your fingers, gently hinge yourself forward over the wrists, tuck up the toes, and then hinge yourself back. As you press the hands and the toes, lift the hips for down dog. So arms in line with ears, tailbone up towards the ceiling, and you can start to press alternate heels down into the mat, lengthening through the calf, opening up the backs of the hamstrings, and gently pulsing between the shoulders. If the hands or feet slip, just keep picking them up and replacing them on the mat. We're going to have another breath. Include the sides of the body by just gently looking underneath one underarm and then the other. And then you can pause in your down dog. Look forward, bend both knees. If you can, lift your hips and press your chest to your thighs. Again, this is just an additional spine lengthening move. And then look forward, step or jump to the front. Feet are hip width apart. You're going to take hold of your big toe. If you can't reach your toes, you hold higher up, whether it's on the thigh or the shin. If you can get the toe, wrap your peace fingers around the big toes, press the big toes into the hands, look forward, straight arms, straight back, inhale. And then exhale, bend the elbows out to the side and bring your belly to your thighs. Inhale, straighten, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, bend and fold. You may find you're going slightly deeper each time. Inhale, lengthen, look forward, halfway lift. Exhale, bend and fold. Last one, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. As you lift the face, release the hands from the toes. Heel toe the feet to the edge of the mat, and then keeping the heel of the foot on the mat, bring the big toes off. Remember, we're doing hips. So as you push your bum back and down, press your feet into the mat. See if you can release your arms up. Balasana. Inhale. Exhale. This is a strong pose and you don't have to be as low as I am. Engage the core, engage the pelvic floor. One more breath if you can. Now bring your hands to the floor, parallel the feet back onto the mat and tip forward. Uttanasana. Look forward, lengthen, inhale. Flatten the palms and step back to high plank. Knees down, feet flat back. So my hands are spreading wide. I'm going to bend my elbows to 90. So it's like I'm hovering above the mat. Now roll the shoulders, drag your tummy button to the top of the mat, lift the sternum, lift the chin, lift the chest. Cobra. Tuck the toes, bum back to the heels, lift up, down dog. Breathe here for 3. Release everything out. Don't hold on to anything. Just keep breathing and moving so you don't influence the different parts of the sequence. One more full inhale and exhale. As you pause in your down dog, bend both knees, look forward. Step or jump to the front. Lengthen the spine halfway, inhale. And then fold and release the spine as you exhale. Lift the face, bend the knees, allow the arms to be heavy. And slowly ragdoll yourself up. Keep looking down, face and chin come up last. Once you're up, raise up the arms, spread the fingers. Now lift the heels really high. So you're trying to balance. You need to look at something, keep your eyes still, and see if you can spread the fingers and hear the breath for 1. If the heels drop, just lift them back up. for 2. Superb. Gently bring heels down, hands to heart center, feet together. Release the palms forward, Tadasana. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Good. Arms up, inhale, look up, lengthen. Hands down, exhale, look down. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. And then step or jump, high planks. Knees down, chin and chest halfway down, chaturanga. Squeeze the elbows in towards your rib cage and then roll the shoulders as you drag the body forward, gently lifting up, cobra. Tuck the toes, bum back, lift up to down dog. So we're going to do a tiny hip opener, scorpion tail in your down dog. Do your best, rest when you need to, don't get overwhelmed. Anything you do in class is a bonus. It's better than not arriving. So bring your right leg up. As you bend the knee, open that kneecap to the ceiling and allow the toes to drop behind you for scorpion tail. Breathe here for 2. Maybe doing a tiny circular movement of that knee to feel the range of motion for 1. And then extend the leg again behind you, 3-legged dog. Leg down, knees down, child's pose. If you can feel your wrist, just clench and extend the fingers a few times rapidly. And try to include a wrist warm-up before every practice in future. It will help reduce any wrist issues. Hinging forward, tuck the toes, hinging back, lifting up, down dog. Scorpion tail the other side. So keeping the shoulders square, the hips square, bring your left leg up. Bend the knee, think about the kneecap. Open just the kneecap to the sky. Toes point behind the right hip as you breathe here for 2. Again, maybe you want to circle that leg slightly, feeling that ball and socket joint, or maybe you just enjoy opening the hip. 1 more big breath in and out. Release the leg back to 3-legged dog and then leg down to down dog. Bend both knees, look forward. Step or jump to the front. Lengthen the spine halfway, inhale. And then release the spine to the floor, exhale, fold. Bend the knees, allow the arms to be heavy as you slowly unwind the spine. Again, once you're up, raise up hands, lift up heels, press the shoulders down, lift the chin, look forward, find something to stare at, and then breathe for 2. For 1. Gently bring the heels back to the mat, hands to the heart center. Heel toe the feet together and release the palms forward, Tadasana. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. So we're going to do some strong hip openers. So again, take it easy. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to modify it, modify it. As long as you're feeling some opening and good breathing, then you're doing better than if you didn't come. Arms up, inhale, look up. Hands down, exhale, look down. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Step or jump yourself to high plank. Chaturanga is low plank. Roll the shoulders, lengthen the spine, cobra. Tuck the toes, bum back, lift up, down dog. Because of the weight on the wrist, I'm going to go straight into the pose. So right leg up. Bring your right foot to the top of the mat. And then bring your left knee down. Left foot flat back. Press the front foot, bring yourself up, low lunge. We're going to turn to the right. So the same knee that you have bent, we're going to turn that way. Inhale, lift up belly, rotate belly, chest and face and open the arms. Focus on that back arm, back shoulder. Spread the fingers, reach it behind you, take a big breath. 1 more. It's a strong, tiny move. Good. Inhale, both arms back up. Exhale, both hands on the inside of this front foot. As you heel toe the foot to the edge of the mat, keep the knee in, and then dome the fingertips and start to creep the hands forward. So we're just lengthening the spine from the tailbone to the top of the head. So instead of collapsing into the hips, we're lengthening at the same time as opening. Find your point of challenge. So maybe if you can't breathe or it feels too pulling, like too much of a stretch, then you just creep the hands further back in. Find a place that you can manage to hold with some form of pleasure. And then you can hold here and breathe. Softening the face, maybe allowing the entire head and neck to hang towards the floor so that you get this neck release. Breathe here. Allow the body to be strong and active as the face and the breath are soft. Two more big breaths in and out. Use your breath to soothe the nervous system. So it's like somebody's just gently stroking your back, calming you down, relaxing, taking out all of the stress, the expectation, the pressure. One more. As you lift your head, open your eyes, walk your hands back in slightly. You can stay here, increasing that hip opening, or if you want to add a tiny twist and you feel like you've got some energy today, tuck up the back toes, press the left hand into the mat and take your right hand to your right knee. Now you do a tiny press into the knee to lift the belly and chest around. Allow the front foot to gently, and I mean really slowly, go onto its side. Either stay here or raise up that arm and drop it behind you, catching foot or ankle. Again, don't worry, we're not staying here for too long. Keep looking at the hand on the mat, making sure that it's not collapsing into that shoulder. Keep breathing into the belly, lifting up the belly button, doing tiny rotations around to the right. One more, big breath, in and out. Windmills up and over, foot comes back in, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. As you press the hands really strongly, see if you can round the upper back and then pick up your own leg, releasing to high plank. Knees down, chaturanga. Roll the shoulders, lift the chest, cobra. Tuck the toes. As you push the bum back, you'll feel the hips you just worked on. And then lift back up to downward. Take a breath or two here, maybe twisting out through the hips if you've held on to too much tension, or if you've been thinking too much, take a couple of big breaths and just let everything go before you do the other side. Good, and then left leg up. Bend the knee, roll forward. Front foot to the top of the mat. Right knee down, right foot flat back. Press that left heel, bring yourself up. Low lunge. Again, we're going to go over to the left this side as it's our left knee that's bent. Rotate from the belly first, lifting up. Inhale, lift up belly, rotate belly. Lift up chest, rotate chest. Open the arms, spread the fingers. Keep focusing on this back arm, back hand. Let's hold for 2. Tiny rotation through the spine for 1. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands on the inside of this front foot. Same thing, heel toe the foot to the edge of the mat, keeping that knee in. Allow the back leg to lift up and replace itself if it needs to. And then thinking about the tailbone and the spine, dome the fingertips for some height and slowly creep forward. So you're trying to feel the whole time. So should you go too far, have the confidence to come back so that you're in a manageable shape, a manageable pose, so you can actually do some good. If everything's under high pressure, high pulling, and you can't breathe or think or know what you're doing, then it's having like a detrimental effect. So just have a position where you're like, I can feel my hip flexor, I can feel my other hip, I can lengthen my spine, allow the body to be active and the face to be soft. Let's hold here and breathe. Breathing into wherever you can feel it being stretched. Connecting to the sound of the breath and the sensations of the breath. One more full inhale and exhale. If your hands are towards the top of the mat, creep them slowly back in until the wrists are more underneath the shoulders. And again, stay here and enjoy, or tuck up the back toes. Take your left hand to your left knee, press, lift up belly, chest, and gently allow that front foot to go onto its side. Keep pressing this right hand in, stay here and enjoy, or raise up that left arm. As you drop that left hand behind you, maybe you catch on, maybe you're miles away. You can always mimic the shape. Breathe. Feel that opening. Make sure you don't collapse into this hand on the mat. Soft face, strong body. One more. Full inhale and exhale. Windmill that arm back up and over. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee. Really strongly round the upper back. See if you can drag this foot in, collecting the leg, releasing to high plank. Knees down, chaturanga, roll the shoulders, lift the chest, cobra. This time push back to child's pose. As you rest the forehead, close the eyes and extend the fingers and clench. So just releasing out any tension, take a good few breaths in and out. Pressing your glute muscles towards your heel of your foot to increase that length in the spine. Two more big breaths in and out. Learning to increase the duration of your breath. Last one. Good. And now you can gently lift the face, open the eyes, look at the hands. Spread the fingers wide. Gently and softly hinge forward. Tuck up the toes, hinge back. Lift up to down dog. Now this time I want you to take your feet as wide as the mat. And as you start to walk your hands in towards your feet, bend your knees. Keep walking the hands in, keep pushing quite strongly, and then you're going to transition to the sole of the foot. Take the big toes off the mat so the knees are out wide, and then press the feet, release the arms, Smalasana. Inhale, push through the sole of the foot, engage the core, come up. Inhale, hands to prayer. Exhale, knees out, bum down, Malasana. Hands raise up. Two more. Push the feet. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sit down. Last one. Inhale, come up. And exhale, sit down. That was tough. Push the feet, come up for the last time. Bring your hands to your heart center and feet heel toe together. Tadasana. Release the palms forward. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Shake off any tension. So the next 3 poses, if you struggle with balance, do option 1. Try not to skip balance poses because they're essential for your overall health. If you need a wall or a chair or something nearby in case a radiator, or they don't pull them off the wall, but if you need something nearby, then have it nearby. If not, my advice would be to just challenge yourself and do option 1. So balance requires you to focus the eyes on something. So the body can move while the eyes are still. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you have to learn to squeeze your glute muscles, your bum muscles, very tight on the standing leg, okay, because that will align and stabilize the standing leg. So let's get going. I'm going to give options 1, 2, and 3. 1 is easier, 2 is halfway, 3 is the full pose. Find something to stare at. Press your left foot into the mat and bring up your right knee. Squeeze your left glute muscle. Keep breathing. Option 1, right hand, right knee, press the knee up and in. What this does is lengthen your lower back. Keep the shoulders drawing back and stay here and try and breathe. If you lose your balance, you set yourself back up and you keep trying. Option 2, without looking down, keep staring at your focal point. Take your peace fingers to your big toe and draw the leg back up. Re-squeeze your glute muscle. Stay here and breathe. Option 3, left arm out to the side, spread the fingers wide. Gently, see if you can push the heel of the foot forward, bend the elbow a tiny bit. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Leg out to the front. Hold for 3 if you can. Super advanced pose, so just smile if you're trying it and finding it really hard. For 2. 1 more big breath in and out. Bend the knee, release the hand, lower down the foot. Tadasana. Shoulders roll up, back and down. Shake off any tension. I forgot to say you can actually do this just having the leg out to the front without holding on to anything. It will create so much strength in your joints to not. The reason I've remembered is because now I've let go of my leg, my fingers are bright red because I transfer so much pressure into holding on rather than creating more strength and stability in what I'm already able to do. It's just one of those things in yoga, you get kind of flexible and you want to do the full pose. Anyway, let's do the other side. So yeah, option 1 could either be holding the knee or interlacing the hands maybe behind the thigh and having the leg forward, or just having the leg forward. So they're all part of option 1. And if you're using the recording, try them all out or pause, do it for longer. So this time we're going to do the left side. Find that point to stare at. Have the face soft and the eyes soft, but keep them focused on one point. As you bring up your left knee, squeeze your right glute muscle. Breathe. Keep breathing high up into the chest, shoulders back and down. Option 1, left hand to left knee, drawing that thigh in and up. Keep breathing. If you're wobbling here, stay here and try and hold it. Option 2, peace fingers to big toe. As you draw this left shoulder back up, re-squeeze the right glute. Breathe. And if you've got any kind of, I don't know, serious emotional challenge you want to work on, then right arm out to the side, spread the fingers. See if you can gently and slowly straighten the leg forward. You push through the heel, the toes come towards the face, you bend this left elbow a tiny bit, and you look forward and you breathe strongly for 3. For 2. 1 more big breath in and out. Gently bend the knee, release the hand, lower down, Tadasana. Shoulders roll up, back and down. Shake it off. Well done. It's tough. And like I always say to my classes, that pose to straighten my leg took me about 10 to 15 years, just for context, because I have really tight hamstrings. So that's how long I did that pose at all the other stages before getting to the third one. So there's no rush. You've got the rest of your life to practice. Let's do tree pose, which is a hip opener. So it's going to start off the same way. Remember, you have more than one go at this. This is a practice. This is not a performance. So if you go and set yourself up and you fall out of it and you can't do it and you keep trying, just take your time, have some fun and see what you can do. And do not worry about what you can't do. Right knee up. Take right hand to right knee. As you draw the knee out to the side at about 45, you'll feel when your hip is open, so you don't go any further than that. Take hold of the ankle. I'm going to give a different option. I've just realized this is quite advanced. So this is more advanced pose. I'll give a different option for a lower down. So take the heel of the foot to the high up part of the thigh, press the heel really strongly into the thigh and push back with the thigh until there's no movement. Hands to prayer. Inhale, hands up. Exhale to tree. Stay there and breathe. And for those of you who can't get the leg open, hip open that high, then you take big toe to mat, heel to shin, and you would drag the heel up to wherever you can then press it into the calf. Don't ever press it on the side of the knee. So if you panic, you bring the big toe back to the mat and you keep sliding the leg up and then maybe down. Good. We're going to hold here. I'm going to go back to the full pose, if I can. And I'm going to hold here for 3. If you want to get technical, squeeze both of your glute muscles, feel your pelvis tilt forward and your knee goes slightly further out and slightly further down. You can always move. So you can always move the arms and test your balance. There's no fun in just being a statue. You can do that anytime you like. I'm going to hold this for another 2 breaths. 1 more. Good. Hands back to heart center, knee to center, slide the leg down. Release the palms to Tadasana. Before we do the other side, maybe notice you can feel one side compared to the other, and then shake off any tension. So I started with the harder version on the right side. I didn't mean to do that. I forgot because I'm quite used to being in studio now, so I can always just help people live. So it's slightly trickier. So option 1, left big toe on the mat with the heel on the calf. And you drag the heel up to where you can press the foot in. You squeeze the glute muscles. You bring your hands to prayer and you do tree pose. Option 2, left knee up, squeeze the right glute muscle, left hand to left knee, draw the thigh up and in and gently out. So this gives you height for you to grab your ankle, but also a strong hip opener. Without looking down, take hold of the ankle. Press the heel of the foot into the upper thigh near the groin. Release right hand to heart center. As you press the heel, allow the thigh to strongly press back. Releasing hands to prayer. Inhale, send the hands up to the sky. And exhale, open out to tree. So trees aren't still. Trees move. It's the eyes that need to be still. We're going to hold and breathe for 3. For 2. 1 more. Bring your hands back to heart center, knee in, slide the leg down, release the palms, Tadasana. Shoulders roll up, back and down. Very well done. Shake off any tension. We're going to finish off with another hip opener, pigeon, and then you're done. Very well done. It's a strong hip opening class, so hopefully you'll feel the benefits when you go back to work. Arms up, inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, hands down, look down. Look forward, lengthen the spine to the top of the mat. Flatten the palms as you step or jump to high plank. Lower down halfway, elbows in, chaturanga. Drag that tummy button to the top of the mat, lift the sternum, cobra. tuck the toes, bum back, lift up to down dog. Straight away, right leg up, inhale, swing that right foot. No, sorry, don't swing that right foot, forgot what we're doing. So right leg up, bend the knee, roll forward, high plank. So you squeeze your thigh to your belly as much as you can, and then you internally rotate the shin. Place the side of the foot, side of the shin, and back knee down. My back toes are tucked. So what I do is I lift up my back knee and I start to creep the leg tiny bit back. Each time I'm trying to notice how my hip feels. And I keep going back until I find a challenge point. I've got quite open hips, so I can get right to the mat. I'm well aware that people have very tight hips and they find this pose slightly awkward. So do your best. Either stay here, enjoying, or maybe you can go further by creeping the hands forward. Maybe you can come all the way to the forearms and rest your head. Breathe here for 5. So just strong, big, nice inhales and exhales. Sending love and gratitude to your body for allowing you to move and breathe and try the way that you have today. We get rid of between 70 and 80% of toxins through the breath. So it's well worth learning how to breathe properly and then allowing the body to move at the same time. So you have this combined mind, body, spirit practice. You get to know yourself really well. You get to treat yourself nicely. After your next inhale and exhale, lift up the head, walk the hands back in towards the body. Staying here and enjoying the lift of the chest and the spine, or adding in a tiny twist, tucking up the back toes as you flatten the right palm, left arm up, left arm reaches behind you. Really press this right hand, look forward, take a breath or two. Always breathe up into the belly button if there's a spinal twist for 1. And then release the hand, tuck the back toes. Again, it's important how you come out of this pose. So tuck the back toes, and as you lift the back knee, press both hands and lift the hip. Now pick up the leg and release, high plank. Knees down, chaturanga. Roll the shoulders, lift the heart center, cobra. Tuck the toes, bum back, lift up to down dog. Big breath in and out. Left leg up. Bend the knee, roll forward. Internally rotate the shin. Side of the foot, side of the shin. Right knee down. Start to lift up and creep back. Tiny bit by tiny bit. Waiting to see that the hip is okay on the left side. When you've got to your challenge point, foot flat back, you can have a brief glance over your shoulder to make sure your back leg is straight. And then you start to creep forward. If you have any compressed discs or spinal issues, then instead of head-butting the floor, think about dragging your tummy button forward. So you start to lengthen through the front of the body, which in turn lengthens the back. Again, if you can come to your forearms, rest your head, close your eyes, and breathe here for 5. Go into your own zone, your own breath, your own body. Feel what it's like to be you today. For 4. For 3. Allow the breath to start to soften for 2. One more full inhale and exhale. If you're on your forearms, lift your head, slowly creep the hands a tiny bit back into center. Staying here and enjoying the length and lift or again, tucking up the toes. As you press the left hand this time, release the right arm up and over, holding for 2. Don't collapse into this left shoulder. Keep breathing into the belly, tiny rotation. For 1. Windmill the arm up and over, tuck the back toes. As you lift the back knee, press the hands, collect the leg. Release high plank. Lower down, chaturanga, low plank. Roll the shoulders, drag that tummy button, lift the chest, cobra. And now tuck the toes, bum back to the heels, lift up to down dog. If it suits you, then look forward, bend both knees, do a tiny bunny hop as you cross the ankles and bring yourself to seated. If that doesn't work, bring yourself to seated, however makes sense to you. Now, last pose, option 1, cross the shins, hands wide, creep forward, lengthen, fold. And we'll do the other side. Option 2, stack the knees. So the knees are on top of each other, feet are either side of the hips, so they get harder basically. Option 3 is double seated pigeon. This is my favorite, but it's also tricky. You take the entire ankle bone off the knee and you stack the shins. And then when you creep forward, you'll realize why this is option 3. Have a go at all of them. See which one you can do, can't do. Most of my students can't even get into this shape or pose, let alone fold forward. So have a go, see which one you can do today. And just breathe. Creating this softness. Again, sending those messages to thank the body so that when we go into Shavasana to rest, the body is relaxed. You've done all of the hard work. For me, the hardest work is turning up to a class, literally. That's the hard bit. Whatever you do afterwards is a bonus. Prioritizing yourself and your time and your health and your fitness in a world that is telling us we don't have time for ourselves is an utter priority. And it should be anyway. I can see so many people on screen obviously agree. Gently creep the hands in and then behind you so you can safely slide the legs off in whichever one you've decided, and then set yourself up for the other side. Keeping hands wide so the shoulders don't collapse in. And you just creep forward, finding a stretch, breathing, seeing if you can soften into that stretch. And if you can't go further, you stay there. How does your breath sound? How does the body feel? One more full inhale and full exhale. You slowly start to creep the hands back into center and then maybe all the way behind you to release the legs. Soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana as you gently butterfly them to both sides. Scoot yourself and set yourself up for Shavasana. Whether you take, so as you lie on your back, you can gently do knees side to side. I know people like to finish in certain habitual ways. So if you feel any tension, you can allow the knees to just go side to side a couple of times, or maybe take a happy baby. So just release out anything you might still be feeling so that you can then set yourself up for Shavasana. If it's comfortable, then take Shavasana in Baddha Konasana the way we started. Soles of the feet together, heels towards the groin, knees out to the side as you place the palms face down on the pelvic bowl or the belly. Or if you feel like your outer hips need a bit of a rest, then bring your feet wide and allow the knees to gently touch. Or traditional corpse pose, legs extended, palms face the ceiling. Choose whichever one you're comfortable with. Allow the body to fidget and wriggle, and then when you're comfortable, close the eyes. Start to breathe into the palms of the hands. As you have a gap between your teeth, remove the tongue from the back of the teeth or the roof of the mouth and allow your face to become entirely blank. No emotions, no expressions, as you bring your awareness to your breath. If your mind wanders or your eyes flicker, bring your hands to your belly and keep guiding your awareness back to the breath. Slowly start to take some deeper inhales into the side ribs before exhaling everything away. Take another full inhale and full exhale. Gently move the head from side to side, extend the fingers, wriggle the toes. As you draw your knees together or bend your knees before rolling to your right hand side. Slowly making your way back to any seated position of your choice. Doesn't have to be cross-legged. Once you're seated, sit up tall, bring your hands to your heart center. Very subtle sensation of your tailbone drawing down towards the mat as the spine lengthens up out of the pelvis. Have a gentle pressure between the palms, lift the corners of the elbows, and allow the chin to hang naturally towards the chest. Eyes are closed but gazing towards your heart center as you send your breath up and down the spine. Take a moment to notice any fuzziness, tingling, length, space, or softness. It's these after effects of practicing yoga that for me is yoga. Thank you all so much for joining me. Good to see so many of you. Have a great rest of your week. And I'm back on the 1st of February. So please join me again. Take care.